So this would be a good time to play Spot the Difference. So, haircut, obviously, because I'm gonna get a haircut, because the last time I got a haircut was 4 months ago. Second thing, you can probably kind of see it, see now you can see it, in the reflection of my glasses, the glare. My mom got me a ring light, and I tried it like you're supposed to. You're supposed to have it, like it has its own stand and everything, and you put it in front of you, and you put the camera on top, but that didn't work for me because the glare was ridiculous. And I'll try to make sure that I have it positioned a bit better in the future. I'll play around with it a bit more over time, so bear with me. Also, a huge shout out to my mom, because she was the one that got me that ring light for, I was about to say my birthday. My birthday is nowhere near now. My birthday is in May. She got it for me for Christmas, so thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. The reason why I made this video was because I wanted to give a kind of like reflection for my first week of classes, tell you guys what's up. So my first class that I have 5 classes. If I miss one, and I only list 4 or something, and I was stupid, tell me. My first class is Chinese, again, Mandarin. It's continuation, and it's really cool because I have it at the same time and with the same prof as last time. Funny thing, this is a new way to mess up. You know, the first day classes where you're not sure how everything goes and you have to figure it out, and it's really embarrassing, and a lot of people like run out of class, not even quietly, because they're in the wrong class and they're like, oh crap, this is not my class. I did that last semester where I was close. I went into a Japanese 101 class because I took a screenshot and I printed it out from online where the class was supposed to be. And I think at that time, since I had took the screenshot, the classes like moved around and changed, which makes sense because like nothing was finalized then. I was just super early for it. Anyway, that's what I did last time, and I was in the wrong class. I was in the Japanese 101 class, I had to sneak out, and then I found my Chinese 101 class. This time, what I did is I sat down, and people were like slowly coming in because I was kind of early to come in. I saw someone I knew back from Ontario. I'm like, hey, you're in this class? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, Chinese? 133? She's like, yeah. I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, this prof? And she's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, no, because I know I have the same prof as last time. And it takes forever for me to get my phone out and get it to connect to the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi sucks. And I look, and I show it to her. I'm like, yeah, it's this prof. And she's like, but that's the one for 11 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock right now. I'm like, you're right. You're right. Okay, cool. Because what happened is that I would never be on campus that early. The only reason I was because I was for like a doctorate appointment thing. So yeah, I was in the right class. Like the right classroom for the right subjects, the right section. It was just at the wrong time. So that's one way to screw up the classes. The second class I'm taking is philosophy and literature. So, just a second, I'll show you. It has a bunch of, it's basically all we're reading is Kafka. So where did he live? I already forget where he lives. Or lived. He's dead. He died sometime in the mid-1920s. And basically we're going to talk about like existentialism and stuff in literature. So it's going to be like last year with my arts one, but not. So he said, oh my god, he said, I've tried this before, and I'm trying it out again. I want to see what happens and how it works, if it works better. If most of the work I get you guys to do is reading, and I only have you write like 2 things. And I was like, I love you already, go on. And he's like, the first essay will not be in academic format. And I'm like, is that possible? And he explains it can be more of like a journal thing or like our own reflection. And literally he said, as long as he can see that you put in hard work, you can get an 85 to 100%. Like he just needs to see that you worked hard on it. I'm like, holy crap. But he's really cool. The reviews for professors always sound funny that those exist, but it's good that they exist. But a lot of people seem to really like him, and so he seems really cool. So that's my second class. My third class is poetry. So I've had this prof for poetry before, but how it happens is that the lectures are online, so we read about them, and it's like, for example, today and for the next week, we have to do this kind of like mini journal thing where basically us just observing things that we see in the day, because it's like writing prompts and things, because the best way to write poetry is to have really specific sensory details. That's the key. That's all it is. So that's just helping us kind of like bring together these ideas. But I had this prof for kind of a more introductory thing, but we have a TA that we'll see for every, it's not a lecture, like a seminar or a tutorial, but the prof will just be off to the side. So that's kind of like what it was last semester with fiction. Then the fourth class I'm taking is Ancient Rome. So this one's cool because we get to see actual artifacts and things and talk about artifacts that are actually like from like the thing, like little coins and like things on papyrus and just like frick, man. So that's cool. I just wanted to take it because I'm into Greek stuff, and then I realized this is a history course. Of course it's a history course, but like I never thought I'd take more history stuff in the future, so that's interesting. And then the last class that I have, and the reason why I waited to make this video, it's Friday, was because it was the last class I was waiting to take, so I could tell you about all the classes rather than being, oh yeah, and then there's just one. And this is what it's supposed to be, but I don't know. Also, I should have addressed this earlier. I'm wearing a tie. It is not Wednesday, it is Friday. I think wearing a tie on Friday might become the new normal. I'd have to look at my schedule right now. But I think Wednesdays are not ideal for classes. Like, the reason it was originally Friday, tie-dye Friday, and that was Wednesday because I didn't have classes on Fridays. And it might be Fridays again. I'll get to you about that. That's important. The fifth class is mythology, like Roman and Greek mythology specifically, not just oh my god, I don't know how you would do that. There's so many different types of mythology. It's cool. So yeah, we just did that. I just came back from it. We literally just talked about, it's just the TA. We have 2 lectures a week and then a discussion on Friday. And because they had to cancel the lecture because the prof was out of town, the TA was, just us and the TA, but she was just like, introduce yourselves. What is mythology? What does it mean to you? And then we were there for 30 minutes and that was it. But we have books and things and stuff we have to read, and it does look good. And I'm really interested in Greek and Roman mythology. Yes. So that's all the classes. I'll actually talk, there's a few other things that I want to address. I've been getting back into trying to make top surgery actually work, because what happened, it's just so long ago. I had to go to people to say, yes, you're trans. Those people had to go to the government, so that the government can be, you can go to these people cost this much money for top surgery, here is your money. The government, the second step in the process, before the last step in the process, has not contacted us back. It has been 5 months. It was supposed to take 2 months. So my mom was once again wonderful and called everyone for me. Thank goodness. She called everyone. And so the people who it looks like will actually answer our question and get stuff done will be back and working on Monday. So the people who sent the thing to the Ontario government, the doctor, who I last saw, will be asking them on Monday. And hopefully I will get an answer. Because at this point, my friend Sierra has actually been like, you know what? Because she's right, it would actually, I could pay out of my own pocket, and it would take a lot less time. And because of the scholarship, I kind of have the money, and so it's very tempting. But we'll see how long it takes for the Ontario government to get back to us. If they got back within a month, the waiting list for the surgery people specifically would still be 4 to 6 months, which sucks. Because paying out of pocket, it would be 4 to 6 weeks. But this has also been a thing that I've put into the back of my mind anyway, because it's hard to live when you're just thinking about it all the time, and that's like the forefront of what you're focusing on. So I've been learning to live without thinking about it a lot. So I'm kind of in that default way of not thinking about it. And then the last thing before I end this video, rats. I visited the SPCA in Vancouver. They had 2 female rats, which will be compatible because you have to house them together, same sex, with the other 3 female rats that my mom is gonna have to bring in March. So on this Sunday, like 2 days from now, this Sunday, I will be bringing home the 2 female rats the SPCA had. They're white, they have red eyes, they're albinos, so they're sensitive to light. They were in a hoarding situation, which is really unfortunate, but it happens a lot. So they will be coming home with me because I've got the cage all set up. And yeah, hopefully you guys will see some good videos of them. But because they're from the hoarding situation, they're not very used to being handled, so I'll have to like bring them in slowly to that, which is fine because I'm pretty patient, and like the animal, I'm just gonna let it be as comfortable however it needs to be. If it doesn't end up cuddling up to me, I'll take care of it however best I can. So yeah, those are all the things. That's my first week of updates from me. The last thing is that, like I said, I want to do audio things, like me reading things aloud. So if you have suggestions for that, or better yet, because this is the start of a new year, so either A, suggestions for me of things to read out loud and put on this channel, just because, or B, videos you'd like to see me do, because that would be cool. Leave it in the comments. I will respond to you there, as I always do. So yes, that is all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this year has been good to you so far. I don't want to jinx anything, so I won't say anything about mine, but I'm sure you can tell. And I'll see you next time.